Hi, friends. I'm Rebecca Pachorik with Authors Allies by Blue Dot, and this month we are talking about email lists. If you have followed along with us for any amount of time, you know that we are big believers in email. Email is not dead, my friends. Email is still out there and going strong for people. One of the main reasons that your list is important is that social media is rented ground. I know you probably get sick of hearing me say that, but it's true. Social media is fabulous, and I do really believe you need that to be a part of your marketing strategy. But social media alone is not an entire strategy. Your marketing strategy is going to consist of several different pieces, and social media is just one part of that. The email is another part of your social media strategy. So, one of the questions that we get asked frequently is how often should I be emailing my list? I have a blog up on our website right now, but really, this is a tough question to answer because it's going to depend on various things. But the general gist is you need to email them enough that they are able to get to know you. So, what does that look like for you? And what is your capacity to be able to do that? At minimum, I think you're going to want to be sending out some sort of monthly newsletter, but truly, I think a weekly contact is the minimum you want to have for people that are following you to get to know you, like you, and trust you, and most importantly, want to work with you and or purchase your products. They can't do that from social media alone because social media is only showing your post to a small number of people, whereas email, if they're on your list, it goes to them. So if you are currently not doing email, I invite you to take the action step right away to start a list and create a lead magnet that you can offer them something fun that you have in exchange for their email address, and then you can start getting that conversation going with them. The next thing that I would like to recommend is you take a good look at your subject lines. Now, this is kind of interesting because you will see all sorts of things about subject lines. Many of the email programs out there enable you to be able to put the person's name directly in the subject line. So that's something that is fun. Another thing that I have found that has been working for me is to put emojis in the subject line. When you scroll down through your Gmail or wherever you get your email, you'll probably notice that the emails with the emojis look much more interesting. And if you're anything like me, if it's going to be opened by you, it's got to look interesting. So that's just one other thing to take a look at is going to be those subject lines. The final thing that I wanted to tell you about was a few tips that I have learned that are just kind of miscellaneous tips. One thing is to use an 18-point font, and I wouldn't use anything fancy for the general body of the email. You're going to want to use either a Times Roman or an Arial style of a font, something that you personally find easy enough to read on both your phone as well as a desktop. Because remember, people could be looking at it in various ways. But an 18 point is universally known to be the easiest to read as far as email goes. We already talked about using the person's name potentially in the subject line, but also consider putting their name within the email itself. Dear Becky. That's a great way to start your email, get that friendly feeling going with them, and start to build up that relationship. Another thing you're going to want to do is in your email, you can use things like bold, you can use all caps, you can use highlighting, emojis, you can link out to other places. Consider yourself when you're creating the email. Do you just want to read a boring text email, blah, 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 blah? No, you want to find something interesting that has it easy to look at, easy to read, and hopefully fun to read, and provides some sort of information that may be helpful to them at some point. The final thing that I want to suggest to you is to look at the times that you send your email. Now, it's suggested that Tuesday through Thursday is the best time to send an email, but I recommend that you do a little testing to see when your best open rates are. For instance, I work with a lot of small businesses, and the majority of them are female, and I find that I actually have a higher open rate on the weekends than I do during the week. So I like to send a lot of my emails out on a Friday because I find that my small business entrepreneurs that are typically women are catching up on those emails over the weekend. And so that seems to be a good time for me. But that is not the traditionally suggested time. So you're going to want to do a little bit of testing and find out what is going to work best for you. If you want a little more information about that, be sure to check out our blog at bluedotdigitalmarketing.com. We have several blogs about emails, and also if you need more information or need help getting your system set up, feel free to reach out and book a free consultation call. We'd be happy to help answer any questions you have and see if we can be of assistance to you in any way. Have a great day and get working on those emails.